What is going on, y'all? It is the Caveman back at it again with another video. I'm like almost done with this series. Like, I'm about to just quit it forever because the NFL is becoming so hard to predict. Like, I don't even know what's going on anymore. I can't predict anything using common sense. I can't use regular logic to figure things out anymore because nothing makes sense. Every single game, some bullshit's happening where one team is beating another team they shouldn't beat. And it's just getting so impossible. Like, I'm glad that I actually don't put money down on like games like this because I would be losing a ton of money over these last couple of weeks. Shit just doesn't add up. But I'm not going to give up yet. I'm going to persevere and have a better week this time around. But before we get into that, you guys know the drill. Mott's applesauce. If you're ever hungry, thirsty, whatever it might be, Mott's applesauce will satisfy whatever satisfying you satisfy. The Caveman guarantee. I promise it will never fail you. And I can't promise that. I can't promise you who's going to win these damn football games in week 11, but I can guarantee you that Mott's applesauce will hit the spot each and every single time. Let's talk about some games. As always, I want to quickly recap how I did in the previous week. Last week was week 10, and it was completely catastrophic. It was disastrous. I did horrible. I mean, this was the worst week I've had to date. I can't figure this shit out. It's mind-boggling. It hurts my brain trying to wrap my head around these outcomes. I mean, I went 7-6-1 last week. 7-6-1. That is by far the worst week I've had since week 1 where I went 8-8. That fantastic 7-6-1 record moves my overall record on the season to 102-47-1. Still not bad. I'm still doing pretty damn well. But these last few weeks have been rough. I have to pick it up. And there is no better way to turn things around with a very simple Thursday night matchup as the New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons go head-to-head. Last week, I thought for sure the Thursday night matchup was a lock with the Baltimore Ravens facing the Miami Dolphins, and boy was I wrong. This time around, we have the Patriots heading to Atlanta. I'm going to give this game to the Patriots. The Patriots have been on a roll lately. Bill Belichick only took a year to reload. He's groomed Mac Jones into being the exact quarterback he needs him to be, and that defense is carrying a ton of weight. I mean, the Patriots look real right now, and it's actually pretty terrifying as a Bills fan. As far as the Falcons go, they give me no reason to pick them in this game. I mean, they struggled horribly last week. Cordero Patterson has an ankle injury that looks like it's going to hold him out for this Thursday night matchup. I mean, they have no playmakers left. Their defense is putrid. Matt Ryan looked awful last week. I'm going with the Patriots. Kicking off the Sunday slate, we have the Cleveland Browns hosting the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions happened to break their losing streak last week, but they didn't win. They tied the Pittsburgh Steelers. They had so many different opportunities to win that game, let alone the fact that Mason Rudolph was their quarterback. That was their opportunity, and they completely blew it. But nevertheless, the Cleveland Browns have to bounce back this week if they want to keep their hopes alive. Baker Mayfield looked horrible last week against the New England Patriots. That dude needs to get his shit on straight. But yeah, despite how bad both of these teams looked last week, I have no reason not to take the Cleveland Browns here. I still view them as one of the best teams in the AFC. Baker Mayfield just needs to show up, and they are certainly one of the best teams in the AFC. I mean, he's holding them back horribly right now. Like I said, he needs to figure shit out, but I'm going with the Browns here. Moving on, we have the San Francisco 49ers traveling to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Of course, after the week that the 49ers just had against the Los Angeles Rams, I am, of course, taking them. Even if they lost to the Rams, I'm still taking them over the Jaguars either way. This certainly should be a lock, but you know, with the way shit's been going lately, I have to use that word very, very carefully because who in God's name knows what the hell could happen next. This next game I view to be the game of the week. We have the Indianapolis Colts traveling to Buffalo to take on my beloved Buffalo Bills. I'm not going to talk about this game too much because I do plan on talking about this game later on in the week. We'll see if I actually get to that, but nevertheless, I of course am going to take my Buffalo Bills. Sorry, Colts fans. I know I have a lot of you guys here, but I got to take the Bills. I don't think you're surprised by that, but I mean, I'm going to be completely honest when I say this game could easily go either way. The Indianapolis Colts run game will probably give us quite the trouble, and the way the Bills have been playing as inconsistent as they've been, who the hell knows what kind of game this is going to be. Next up, we have the Toilet Bowl matchup of Week 11 as the Miami Dolphins travel to New Jersey to take on the New York Jets. Yeah, this game, I mean, really, what is this game? What the hell is this game? It'll probably be a good game because both of these teams are dog shit, but the Dolphins are coming off of one of the biggest wins of their season after they upset the freaking Baltimore Ravens on Thursday Night Football. Who in God's name would have expected that to happen? But nevertheless, I'm going to take them here against the New York Jets. Mike White and that offense looked horrendous against the Bills this past week. I mean, at least Mike White looked somewhat competent prior to that Bills game, but this past week, he just looked like exactly where he was drafted, and it was not the first round as he was projecting himself to be taken. So with that being said, I think the Dolphins win their second game in a row, which I believe would be the first time they've done that all damn season. This next game is quite the doozy as the Washington football team travels to Carolina to take on the Panthers. Now, I made a video earlier this week talking about my feelings surrounding the reunion with Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. I think it's awesome and it's a big boost for their team, but that's not really the big reason why I'm giving them the win here. The Carolina Panthers defense is real. I mean, they are good. Like, they are nasty good. Did we see what they did last week? They put one of the best offenses in an absolute blender, and I understand Kyler wasn't playing, I know, but still, Colt McCoy just 2 weeks ago took down the San Francisco 49ers, so he could have easily done that with the Panthers, but he got blended by that defense. So the Carolina Panthers, they have a chance to revitalize their season here. It'll be interesting to see how they move forward, but the first stepping stone is this game right here. They cannot drop this game. Next is a coin flip. This game is an absolute coin flip, and I really don't know which side I can confidently take. I'm going to go with the Ravens here as they travel to Chicago to take on the Bears, but that doesn't mean I feel great about it. The Bears have been playing some tough football lately, and they got screwed recently by the refs against the Pittsburgh Steelers. We all saw what happened with Cassius Marsh, but nevertheless, they've been playing some decent football. Justin Fields is looking like a pretty damn good downfield passer, so I think they have a good chance to upset the Ravens in this game, considering the Ravens screwed my week last week by losing to the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. I should have known last week was going to be just an absolute catastrophe after the Ravens lost to the Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. I should have known. Now, this next game is going to be very good as the New Orleans Saints travel to Philadelphia to take on the Eagles. I know most people are going to jump on the Eagles in this game, but I just smell the aroma of a Saints, revitalization here against the Eagles. I feel like the Eagles have been playing very, very good football, and they have, but it's just not going to last. And I feel like this is the game where it's, going to kind of come to an end, at least for now. And it's going to be to the hands of the New Orleans Saints, who have lost some close games lately. They just barely lost to the Tennessee Titans. They lost by 2 points to the Falcons a couple weeks ago. But then, 3 weeks back, they beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this team is very wishy-washy. I think this week is the week they get back on track, and it's going to be against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to use the dreaded word for this game. I'm going to say it. The word that curses my predictions, but I'm going to use it anyway. I think this game is a lock. The Tennessee Titans over the Houston Texans at home should be a lock. For our final 1 o'clock game, I'm going to do something a little bit out of the ordinary. I'm going to throw caution to the wind, and I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings over the Green Bay Packers. Call me crazy. I know the Packers have been one of, if not the best team in football as of late, but I don't know. I just think the Vikings at home in a divisional matchup where it could really, really stir shit up for the Packers and throw them off their game. I don't know. I just feel like the Packers are due for a loss here. And they haven't lost since Jordan Love played against the Chiefs. I think they're just due for another one with Aaron Rodgers at quarterback because they haven't lost since week 1 with Aaron Rodgers, under center. So I don't know. I just get the aroma that this is that week. First afternoon game. This one is another coin flip. I don't know. I don't. I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't have a damn clue who in God's name is going to come out in this game. I understand I have a 50-50 chance, but I feel like whatever team I take is going to lose anyway. But I'm going to take the Raiders here because I want to root for them. They're at home. I like Derek Carr. They just got their asses handed to them by their divisional rival, the Kansas City Chiefs. I think they're going to bounce back. I understand the Bengals are coming off a bye, and they did get their asses kicked by the Browns the previous week. But I don't know. I just think the Bengals are still too young of a team to be finding as much success as they were before. I think they're going to, slowly continue to come back to earth. And I think the Raiders are going to continue to humble them because the Raiders need this game just as much as the next guy to stay in contention in the AFC West. So, with that being said, I think the Raiders take this one at home. Our next afternoon game features the Seattle Seahawks hosting the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to give myself a little leeway here because I make these videos earlier in the week. We don't necessarily always know who's going to be playing in these games on Sunday because some guys are hurt, their game time decisions, yada, yada, yada. I'm going to give myself a little bit of a break here, all right? Kyler Murray has not played these last couple weeks. If he plays, I'm taking the Cardinals. I'm assuming he's playing because he has yet to be ruled out, so I'm going to assume, he's going to be playing this Sunday, so I'm going to take the Cardinals. If Kyler's not playing, I will give myself the opportunity to shift my pick and take the Seahawks. That's if Kyler doesn't play. Watch with my luck. Kyler doesn't play, and I'm taking the Seahawks, and Colt McCoy pulls it out of his ass. I mean, that would just be some bullshit. Our last afternoon game on Sunday, we have the Kansas City Chiefs hosting the Dallas Cowboys. This has the potential to be the game of the week. We have a few pretty damn good matchups this week. If this game was in Dallas, I would give the Cowboys a little more of a chance here. But considering the fact that it's in Arrowhead, the Kansas City Chiefs figured their shit out last week and really got on a roll. I don't know. I think this is just a freight train coming right for the heads of Dallas Cowboys. They played some pretty solid football this past week. They were angry after the way they lost a couple weeks ago, but I think this week they're just going to be running into a hot Kansas City Chiefs roster. Sunday Night Football will be a pretty decent game as the Los Angeles Chargers host the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think it's going to be a lot closer than people are probably thinking. The Pittsburgh Steelers have been skating by the skin of their teeth these last couple weeks. They won by some bullshit penalty calls against the Chicago Bears a couple weeks ago. We already kind of talked about that. This past week, they should have lost to the Detroit Lions, but they got lucky they even tied. I mean, they should have lost that game. Deontay Johnson fumbled the ball at midfield in overtime, and somehow the Lions still couldn't put them away. They've been getting lucky lately, and I think their luck is finally going to come to an end here. Big Ben should be returning, but even, especially if he's not, this game is definitely for the Chargers. But assuming Big Ben plays, I still think they're going to struggle against the Chargers here. They need this game to compete in the AFC West just as much as the Las Vegas Raiders do. So I'm going to give this one to the Chargers. And as far as Monday Night Football goes, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the New York Giants. Last week, I called the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game a lock over the Washington football team. And just like so many teams in Week 10, they screwed me up the butt. For some reason, the Buccaneers are super susceptible to being upset by teams that are significantly worse than themselves. But this week, I think they're going to bounce back against the Giants. But I just can't help but get the stench of upset out of my nose. Like, it's just lingering around me. I can just smell it. And if the Giants came out with a victory here, I can't say I'd be surprised. But I'm going to go with the safe bet here and take the Buccaneers on prime time. So yeah, those are my picks. Let me know your picks down in the comment section below. I mean, if I go under 500 for picks this week, you might never see this series again. Like, it's just a complete crapshoot. There's just, nobody knows jack shit at the end of the day. I mean, these predictions are impossible at this point. Nobody knows anything. I used to pride myself on getting the records good earlier in the season, and maybe I was just getting lucky for a stroke of time, because now, I don't know. I have no more answers. Like, this is just ridiculous. If you have any thoughts, please leave them down in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. If you want to hit the bell to be notified when I upload, I would appreciate that. If you're going to go over to Twitter, follow me over there. I would appreciate that as well. I'm a part of the Built in Buffalo content creation team. If you enjoy Buffalo Bills content, be sure to follow and subscribe to us on any social media you might have. And I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.